Frau Brosius-Gersdorf. Sie wird vermutlich die nächste Verfassungsrichter in Deutschland, weil diese Woche wird entschieden, ob sie diesen Job bekommt. Sie ist eine Linksextremistin, a far-left Ideolog. Und wir wissen das wegen ihren Aussagen. Eine davon ist, dass sie gerne die AfD-Wählerschaft beseitigen möchte. Well, guys, playing by their rules, to want the voter base of the AfD to be beseitigt, that means to be eliminated, right? If you want to translate it directly. If it was a AfD person sitting on stage talking and said they want all the voters of the SPD or the leftist parties or the CDU even to be beseitigt, it would be a national uproar, people. It would be a national problem. It would be on the news all day that, oh my God, an AfD politician called for the elimination of the voter base of the SPD and the CDU. But of course, like everywhere, the left doesn't have to play by the same rules as everybody else. They like to give everybody these moral rules that everybody has to play by. You don't use the word beseitigen or eliminate when you're talking about your political opponent. But if you're talking about the AfD, all bets are off, right? You can't make Nazi comparisons in Germany because that is, constitutionally not allowed, I guess. You can't call people Nazis. You can't compare the Green Party to the Nazi dictatorship. But if you're comparing the AfD to the Nazi dictatorship, that's okay. That's okay. Well, this extremist leftist maniac, Miss Brosius-Gersdorf, all these names, look, my wife is German, all right? But she has a normal last name, right? These names, like Strack Zimmermann, Brosius-Gersdorf, they all sound like these Nazi doctors to me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just my, foreign ear. They all sound like these dictatorial, evil villains, right? Strack Zimmermann and shit. She's the villain in movies in America when the villain is German. It's Strack Zimmermann. It's her. You know what I'm saying? So Brosius-Gersdorf was, let's put it this way, she is pro-vaccine mandate. So she would like to take away everybody's rights and force them to take a vaccine if she deems it necessary. Now remember, the Verfassungsgericht is the highest court in the land. It's like the Supreme Court or the High Court. You can call it what you want, but it's, in Germany, the highest court in the land. She wants to be one of the judges, and the vote gets up this week. So the CDU has a real problem because this candidate is obviously not conservative. She's a far-left extremist that wants to be able to mandate vaccinations on the population because she thinks so. She is for a banning of the AfD party, a political opponent. She wants the voter base to be eliminated. You can take that however you want. You know what I mean? If you take it like the left takes it, that means something completely different than if you take it like how she probably meant it, right? But we're not giving these leftist maniacs the benefit of the doubt. She called for the elimination of the voter base of the AfD. That's what they would accuse us of if we said it. That's what she's going to get accused of. Pick your words wisely if you live under the woke dictatorship of wordplay and semantics, right? So she wants to be the new judge. Now, if you're the conservative party, the CDU here in Germany, who won the election but then decided to give away the power to the left, it's amazing. It's like if Donald Trump won the election and then called up Kamala Harris and said, you know what, I won the election, but I'm going to go ahead and let you be the president. It's like that. It's just not formally done that way, but that's basically what happened. Friedrich Merz and the CDU won the election and then bent over and let the SPD, the socialist, leftist crazies, fuck them in the ass all day, every day until now. And now we've got the vote for the new judge coming up. So for my American listeners and the people from other countries, imagine this to be a Supreme Court judge, right? So there's a slot open in the Supreme Court, and of course, Congress and the Senate would vote on it, and that's what the parties are going to do this week for this left-wing extreme nutbag, lunatic, Miss Brosius-Gersdorf, who wants the vaccine mandate for everybody, wants to eliminate the voter base of the AFD, is fine with banning the AFD as a party, and also wants to pave the way for end of term abortions, right? Because she feels like, well, life isn't really legally life until birth, so she's paving the way, like all these leftist nut jobs, right? She follows the same line as all these left woke lunatics. You know what I mean? It's what America basically just got rid of, right? And now this woman wants to be a new, basically Supreme Court judge, and she wants to bring her leftist ideology into the court. Well, if you're the CDU party, you don't vote for this woman to get into this judgeship, right? You don't. If you're the conservative party in the country, you don't vote for a left-wing extremist to get into the court. You just don't. Now, the problem here is, and this is going to sound very strange to everybody who doesn't live in Germany and doesn't understand the way this works, right? The problem with this is, in the parliament, in the government, they will not have enough votes if just the CDU votes against this woman. Because the left, the Greens, the SPD, which is also left. So basically, you've got the CDU, supposedly conservative, against the left, which is what the party is called, the left. The SPD, which is also a leftist party. The Greens, which is also a leftist party. So you've got them against all of these leftist parties. And of course, they all would want to see this leftist lunatic get into a seat at the judgeship at the High Court of Germany, right? So they're going to vote yes. And if the CDU votes no all by themselves, they're going to lose. So the only way to stop this from happening is if the CDU votes no and the AFD votes no. Now, the AFD has already said they're going to vote no. So the CDU could very easily stop this judgeship from happening, okay? Let me make this clear one time. The CDU is already in a position that they could block this woman, a crazy left-wing lunatic nutbag, right? A tyrant. These people are the Nazis, okay? I've said this over and over again. It's not the people on the right that are the Nazis, right? It's not. It's the leftists. They're the Nazis. They're the ones acting like Nazis. They're the ones that support Nazi propaganda. They're the ones that support Nazi ideologies and policies. They're the ones that are acting the most like the Nazis would have in those days. Just short of gassing people, you know what I'm saying? But they are basically trying to arrest people for speech and trying to fine people for speech and, you know, trying to ban their opposition party. I mean, what the fuck? Nothing's more Nazi-like than that shit, right? So they're the Nazis. We all know it. They know it too. It's projection, right? It's confession through projection. They call us Nazis because they're really the Nazis. You know, they want to deflect. All right. So the CDU has the power to stop this lunatic from getting into one of the most important positions this country has to offer, right? She will be very powerful. And she's going to be deciding on a lot of things, and she's already made her position clear that her positions are antithetical to the positions of most of the people in this country, right? Most of the people in this country do not support this leftist woke bullshit. They just don't, right? And her positions are all leftist woke bullshit. And she wants to be a judge. And the CDU could stop it from happening. All they have to do is vote no. And she will not get through. But it is very possible. Now, this is the craziest shit ever. The people that don't live here are not going to believe this, okay? What the CDU is probably going to do is vote for that candidate, right? A candidate that they would never want in the court, right? A candidate they don't want in the court. Their voter base doesn't want her in the court. Most of the people in Germany wouldn't want her in the court. The only people that want her in the court are leftist ideologue lunatics. That's it. And the CDU could stop them from getting in. But they won't. Instead, they're going to vote for her because they don't want to be considered to have worked together with the AFD to stop her from getting in. Does that make any sense to y'all? I mean, it's the clearest English I can speak. I know it sounds as it's coming out of my mouth, it sounds completely fucking insane, right? Completely insane. So the CDU could and probably will vote against their own interests, the interest of their voter base, and the interest of the country and the people in it, just so they won't get accused of working together with the AFD, who is an independent party and can vote whichever way they want. There's no collusion here. They're on the opposition. The AFD is in the opposition, and in order to get this woman in, people need to vote for it. And the AFD says no, because they're really conservative, right? They're actually conservative, right? Not the CDU, though. So they're not going to vote for this person. And now that the CDU knows that if they vote no, they'll be voting alongside the AFD, that will cause this person to not get elected, and that will piss off the left so bad that it's going to be problems in the coalition, right? It's going to make them very angry. And they're actually running the show, right? Yeah, you think the CDU is running the show because they won the election, but like I said, we live in the world where Donald Trump wins the election and just gives it to Kamala Harris. That's what they do here in Germany. The CDU wins the election and then says to the loser of the election, the SPD, okay, we're going to let you guys run everything. We're going to let you call all the shots, and we're going to let you vote in this insane judge against our wishes, against our principles, against our values, because we do not want to be seen as working with the AFD. So, and I think they're going to do it. I don't think the CDU is going to show any backbone. I don't think they're going to vote in their interest. I think they're going to wave this bitch through and put her in one of the most important, most influential positions Germany has to offer when it comes to politics and justice, right? They're going to put her in this position against everything they stand for, just so they don't get seen as voting with the AFD, right? That is fucking madness. This should be illegal, okay? This should be illegal. It can't be legal in a so-called democracy for a party to lie its way into office, right? Make a bunch of promises they knew they were never going to keep, get into office, and then also side with the left on things they know are going to ruin the country or are going to hurt the country or its citizens, and go ahead and side and do that kind of... It's treason against the people, right? It is treason against the people of this country. And the CDU is doing it over and over and over again. They are killing their credibility. I don't know who their PR people are, but they are not reading the room, okay? They're not reading the room. Look, I think it's great because that means that the AFD will finally get their chance to fucking fix this goddamn country before it's completely fucked in 2029, right? Hopefully earlier. I can't imagine that not every single German that voted for the CDU by now has not said, all right, that was the last chance they get. I'm done. It's AFD next time. I can't imagine it. I know it might be naive for me to think that, but I just can't imagine that not the last Forrest Gump fucking moron isn't going, all right, I've had enough, right? I've had enough. I mean, are you waiting for one of your family members to get stabbed by an illegal immigrant or something? Is that what it's going to take? What's it going to take? Or is this enough? The CDU has broken every single promise they've made to their voter base in the country. They've stabbed everybody in the back just to stay in power, and now they're getting ready to face one of the most important decisions they have during this legislation period, and they're getting ready, I'm pretty sure, to hand it over to the left once again because they don't want to cooperate with the AFD. And guys, let's remember, the objective of these politicians, their job is to work together to use all the parties that have a little representation in government, whether they're opposition or ruling parties, right? Their job is to collectively do what's best for the country and its people. And instead, they're doing what's best for them. They're doing what's best for their relationships within the coalition, and they're doing what's the easiest and the best way for them to somehow stay in power. This should be punishable by, like, criminal sentences, right? This should not be allowed. And I'm still waiting for the German people to finally lose their fucking shit, right? I mean, come the fuck on here. How long are you people going to take it in the ass? Right? Really? I'm sorry. I know that pisses people off. I know they're like, well, you know, what can we do? Look, what you can do, first of all, is try the easiest. Vote fucking the right way. Vote for the AFD. Give the AFD the chance to fix these problems, because they're the only ones that will go to the mat for you. Right? So let's try that first. So no more excuses in 2029, or hopefully earlier, that, well, you know, the CDU did something, or we got to give them another chance. Look, the establishment parties have had enough chances, right? Had enough chances. They're not going to change anything. They're only going to make the situation worse. And if I'm proven right this week, I'm thinking they're going to make it worse by letting this woman become a judge. It's absolutely insane, but I think that's what's going to happen. And they're going to let it happen just so they don't have to vote with the AFD. Look, if I'm wrong and they actually show some backbone, good. Then they're doing the thing they've been elected to do, right? Let's not forget, before everybody, because let's pretend that they do vote against her with the AFD and she doesn't become a judge. I know that a lot of Germans are going, oh, great, they've seen the light. They're going to change. They've got it. Well, all right, awesome. They do one little thing. That's just their job, right? They shouldn't get an extra pat on the back for this. They get $11,000 a month to do just this. So no extra pats on the back, no claps, no praising them like they've done something amazing, right? They're doing the bare minimum if they don't allow this judge to be, or this woman to become the judge, right? They're doing the bare minimum. So let's not pat them on the back too soon, and especially not before the vote comes up, because like I said, I think they're going to vote for her so they don't get seen as voting with the AFD. I think that's how it's going to roll. I think that's what it's going to look like. So welcome to more dictatorship, Germany. Welcome to more. We're heading back towards the National Socialist times. You know what I mean? We are going in that direction. We're not there yet. I get it. We're not in concentration camps and all that shit. Unless it's COVID, then there could be some concentration camps, or, you know, forced vaccinations, or medical experiments on the population. Something the Nazis were kind of known for. You know, but so we're kind of going back towards that time. Leftism takes us towards that time. Leftist ideology takes us towards that time. We need to move away from leftist ideology, like America's doing, like other Western countries are doing. They're done with the leftist BS. They're done. Right? Just Germany needs to catch up. We need to get rid of these people altogether. Right? Altogether. Now, again, I know I'm on the wrong side, so I'm not allowed to say we got to get rid of them. Because they're going to say, oh, he said get rid of them. He means kill them all. No, that's not what get rid of necessarily means. But you can take it that way, you know? So, since you guys are going to take it that way from me, I'm going to take Frau Brosius-Gersdorf's, quote of eliminating the voter base of the AFD also that way, right? So, if she didn't mean eliminate like kill, I don't mean eliminate like kill, okay? I'm just following their rules, guys. That's it. So, but seriously, we need to get these people out of power. Really, it's going way too far. Now we're going to allow somebody to get in the high court of the country that is a complete left-wing lunatic. You know, it's unreal. The CDU stands for nothing. They are weak-minded, weak backbone. All of them account for me as they're completely discredited. No more fucking leeway for people like, what's his name? The little dorky looking guy that fucking Generalsekretär, Carsten Lindemann. Everybody's like, oh, we got to give him a break. He's stepped back. No. Everybody that's a part of this shit is complicit. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that still remains a CDU member after what these people, these fucking party people, these politicians have done to their voter base and to the country so far, these people are complicit in it. Those who voted for the CDU are complicit in the disaster that is coming towards us. All of you who voted for the CDU are complicit in the downfall of this country. Thank you very much. And all of the people that are still working for the CDU as a politician in any form, or a secretary or anything, they're all complicit. They support these losers. They support these lunatics. They support the lying to the voter base, and they're all complicit in it. And I blame all of you. So there you go. So we get to watch the next big mistake before summer break. It's amazing these people get a summer break at all. I mean, come on. Look at the state of the fucking country. And these people get to go on a 3-month vacation? That's bananas. Sorry. Look, guys, if your company is completely failing, you don't let everybody off on vacation for 3 months. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. But that's politics. They get to have their cake and eat it too. They get to do whatever the fuck they want. And we all just have to suck it up, pay taxes, and shut the fuck up. That's where this country is headed. So if you want to live there, good for you. I don't. So there you go, guys. Let's see what the CDU does. But I'm betting they're going to vote to elect this woman to the judgeship at the highest court in the country. Only because they don't want to vote with the AFD. But we're going to find out. Maybe they're going to have a little backbone and do the right thing, which, as I said before, remember, is their job. So let's not fucking throw a party if they do it. They just did what they should do then. We'll wait it out. We got a week to go. Peace, people. Have a good day.